This is an in-depth summary of Job in the NLT Bible version by ChatGPT. The author is unknown, possibly Job, Elihu, or Moses. The time period is patriarchal era, around Abraham's time, 2000 to 1800 BC. The theme is, why do the righteous suffer, and what does it reveal about God and humanity? Job is a poetic and theological masterpiece that confronts the mystery of pain and faith. It asks, can people love God for who He is and not just for His blessings? The Lord gave me what I had, and the Lord has taken it away. Praise the name of the Lord. Job 1:21. Part 1, the prologue. Job's character and testing. Job 1 and 2. Job is introduced as a wealthy and righteous man. He was blameless, a man of complete integrity. He feared God and stayed away from evil. Job 1:1. He lives in Uz with 7 sons and 3 daughters, vast herds and many servants. But behind the scenes, a heavenly dialogue sets the stage for Job's trials. Satan's challenges. Satan appears before God, claiming Job only serves him for the blessings he receives. Does Job fear God for nothing? Job 1:9. God permits Satan to test Job's faith, allowing him to take Job's possessions and children, but not his life. Job's first test is the loss of his possessions and children. In a single day, Job loses everything: his livestock, servants, and all 10 of his children. At this, Job stood up and tore his robe in grief. Then he shaved his head and fell to the ground to worship. Job's response is worship, not rebellion. The Lord gave me what I had, and then the Lord has taken it away. Praise the name of the Lord. Job 1:21. Job's second test is physical suffering. Satan strikes Job with painful boils from head to foot. Job's wife, despairing, urges him to give up. Are you still trying to maintain your integrity? Curse God and die. Job 2:9. But Job refuses. Should we accept only good things from the hand of God and never anything bad? Job 2:10. Job's 3 friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, arrive to comfort him, sitting in silence for 7 days. Part 2, the dialogue, human wisdom versus divine mystery. Job 3 through 37. This is poetic. Middle section consists of debates between Job and his friends, exploring why suffering happens. Job's lament, Job 3. Job curses the day of his birth. Let the day of my birth be erased, and let the night I was conceived. Job 3:3. He doesn't curse God, but wishes he'd never been born. Cycle 1, chapters 4 through 14. You must have sinned. Eliphaz suggests Job's suffering must be discipline for hidden sin. Stop and think. Do the innocent die? Job 4:7. Job insists he is innocent and pleads to speak with God directly. Oh, that I might have my request, that God would crush me. Job 6:8 through 9. Job expresses both anguish and faith. Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Job 13:15. Cycle 2, chapter 15 through 21. You deserve worse. The friends grow harsher. Bildad says, God never perverts justice. God will not reject a person of integrity. Job 8:20. Job argues that God sometimes allows the wicked to prosper. Why do the wicked prosper, growing old and powerful? Job 21:7. Cycle 3, Chapters 22 through 31. Repent or perish. Zophar and the others accuse Job of specific sins. Job maintains his innocence and longs for a mediator. Even now my witness is in heaven. My advocate is there on high. Job 16:19. Job recalls his past prosperity and laments his humiliation. Oh, that I were in months past, as in the days when God watched over me. Job 29:2. He ends with a vow of righteousness, listing all the ways he has lived blamelessly. Job 31. Elihu's speeches, Job 32 through 37. A young man, Elihu, rebukes both Job and his friends. He insists that suffering can be discipline, not necessarily punishment. God is mighty, but he does not despise anyone. He is both power and understanding. Job 36:5. Elihu prepares the way for God's direct response. Part 3. The Divine Encounter. Job 38 through 41. God finally speaks, not with answers, but with questions from the whirlwind. Who is this that questions my wisdom in such ignorant words? Brace yourself like a man, because I have some questions for you, and you must answer them. Job 38:2 through 3. God asked Job where he was when the world was created, and when the stars sang, and when the seas were set in place. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you know so much. Job 38:4. He describes the mysteries of nature, storms, animals, and constellations, showing his vast wisdom and sovereignty. Then God describes two mighty creatures, Behemoth and Leviathan, Job 40 through 41, symbols of creation's untamable power. Can you catch Leviathan with a hook or put a noose around its jaw? Job 41:1. The point: God governs a universe far beyond human comprehension. The epilogue: Job's restoration. Job 42, Part 4. Confronted by God's greatness, Job repents, not of sin that caused his suffering, but of presuming to understand God's ways. I had only heard about you before, but now I have seen you with my own eyes. Job 42:5. God rebukes Job's friends for misrepresenting him and commands them to offer sacrifices. Job intercedes for them. My servant Job will pray for you, and I will accept his prayer on your behalf. Job 42:8. Finally, God restores Job's fortunes, doubles what he had before. The Lord blessed Job in the second half of his life even more than in the beginning. Job 42:12. He lives 140 more years, seeing 4 generations of descendants. Then he died an old man who had lived a long life. Job 42:17. The major themes of this book are: number 1, the mystery of suffering. Job teaches that suffering is not always punishment for sin. God's ways are higher than ours. Can you solve the mysteries of God? Can you discover everything about the Almighty? Job 11:7. Number 2, faith without reward. Job shows that what genuine faith looks like. Trusting God even when everything is lost. Though he slay me, yet I will trust him. Job 13:15. Number 3, God's sovereignty and wisdom. The book emphasizes that God's control over creation extends to every corner of existence, even suffering. Number 4, the need for a mediator. Job longs for someone to stand between him and God, a foreshadowing of Jesus Christ. I know that my Redeemer lives, and he will stand upon the earth at last. Job 19:25. Number 5, restoration and grace. God restores Job's fortunes not because Job demanded it, but because God is gracious and faithful. In conclusion, the book of Job invites readers into the deep mystery of suffering and divine justice. It doesn't give easy answers, but reveals a God who is sovereign, wise, and near even in pain. Job's story begins with loss but ends with revelation and restoration. It reminds us that faith doesn't depend on circumstances, but on knowing the one who holds the universe. I had only heard about you before, but now I've seen with my own eyes. Job 42:5.